Everybody walk, don't bend your knees. Reach up high, jump to the sky. Let me see our robots fly. Astrobot is very smart. Wave your hands to make it start. Beep, bop, beep, bop. Everybody do the robot rock. Beep, bop, beep, bop. Everybody do the robot rock. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's rock! 1, 2, 3, robots freeze. Everybody walk, don't bend your knees.
Robot rock, robot rock.
Reach up high, jump to the sky. Let me see our robots fly. Astrobot is very smart. Wave your hands to make him start. Beep, bop, beep, bop. Everybody do the robot rock. Beep, bop, beep, bop. Everybody do the robot rock. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's rock!
Wow. This is Captain's Log Entry 306. It appears the mission was a success. If I've calculated correctly, the year should be 2115. Recalibration of the plasma changers was the key to unlocking time travel to the future.
Intruder alert! Intruder alert! Emergency lockdown! Security!
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Shh. I've come from the past, I'm not an intruder, and I come in peace. Oops, sorry. What was that?
I said, you look like an intruder to me. Now, identify yourself. Who are you? Where did you come from? And how did you get on this space station?
Well, I have a question for you first. What year is it?
Well, it's 2115, of course. Now answer my questions, or security it is.
Okay. I've traveled from the past, the year 2020 to be exact, in a time machine I built. And the name is Captain Sam.
Listen. I don't know anything about this time travel business, but it could explain this outfit. Very 100 years ago.
These jeans are brand new and very popular. I can show you my time machine and prove that I've come from the past. You can come back with me.
I'm not going anywhere with you. I don't know you from planet Solarius. In fact, you're coming with me to be debriefed. I'm having the captain meet us at your so-called time machine. Let's go.
I wonder what this button does.
I wouldn't push that if I were you.
Oh,
Captain, this is the intruder. She says she's Captain Sam something or another. She says she's a time traveler from the year 2020.
that's so stellar. I mean, very interesting. Time travel, you say?
Yes, my name is Sam Nebulon. I've invented a time machine, among many other things.
Nebulon. Isn't that the same as your name?
Yes, I'm aware, Captain. Now wait a second. Samantha Nebulon? That was the name of my great-grandmother. And she was one of the greatest inventors of our time. Grandmama?
Okay, this is getting weird. Your grandmama that's responsible for all of this?
What's he talking about?
Your inventions were the basis for the technology that we use today, like in this space station. And my Zapbot. I think you called yours a data pack. What?
Pluto. Uh-oh.
No! What have you done?
Captain! What's happening?
Have you ever taken a guess at how many stars there are here in space? Well, something really cool about the stars is that they are a reminder that God keeps His promises. You see, a long time ago, our great, maybe even 100 times great-grandfather Abraham was a good man who owned lots of sheep and cattle. He lived with his wife Sarai, but they didn't have any children. One day, God promised Abraham that He was going to bless him by giving him a new land and a family that he would make great. Abraham believed God and knew that he could trust God's promise. Even though Abraham was 75 years old and the new land was far away, he loaded up every single thing he owned, including his wife and his nephew Lot, and they traveled until they came to the land that God was giving him. Many years later, Abraham was resting in his tent when God made another promise to him. He took Abraham out beneath the starry sky. "Look up at the stars in the sky," God said. "You will have a son. He will have children, and his children will have children, and they will have more children, and one day they will be as many as the stars in the sky." Abraham couldn't believe it and said, "How can this be? I am old." But God had made a promise to Abraham. God promised Abraham that he would have children, and from him a great nation would come. God promised that they would live in the land that God had given them. And God promised that because of Abraham, all people on earth would be blessed. And God is a promise keeper. Abraham's family did grow during the time he lived on earth. Abraham's children were having children, and so on and so forth. And now here we are years away, and God's promise to Abraham is still true. God's people who descended from Abraham are still alive today. And the stars that we see help us remember that God is a promise keeper. It's out of this world to think that we are still a part of Abraham's big family. The God who made a promise that was true in the past for Abraham is true in the present for us, and will even be true in the future, because God is a promise keeper.
Whoa, that was stellar-ageous. I've got to go report this to my captain's log.
Oh, that time machine was definitely not as smooth as our pod launchers. Oh.
Well, if your captain hadn't pushed all these buttons, then we could have gone to my time instead of the Bible ages.
And I thought meeting my great-grandmother was weird. But Abraham, the father of nations? He was responsible for all of our future generations. He had an impact, just like your data pack.
Exactly. We saw how God kept His promises to Abraham, just like He keeps His promises today, whatever that was.
God is the ultimate promise keeper. I'd like to learn more about God's promises. Maybe we could go back when I'm feeling better.
Definitely. But I'd like to know more about the space station and the future. Maybe you can show me around?
Indeed. But first, we need to do something about this outfit. I have something more lunarious in mind.
Lunarius? What is that?
Come on, you'll see.
Get ready to dodge all the space junk flying your way. Jump up, duck down, lean left, lean right, and clap to fire. Here we go. Well done, space crew.
This is